Unpopular opinions about Eastenders. We're back on that subreddit grind as another thread has popped up talking about their unpopular opinions. Piggy, quickfire, what's an unpopular opinion you have about Eastenders?
No, so it's not popular. Theo Hawthorne was right.
Hey. Suki and Eve are bad. This Ben Mitchell is the worst Ben Mitchell that's ever been. Another unpopular one. Callum's fucking useless. Another one there. But there we are. But the subreddit has given us a lovely little time in the sun. Let's take some more unpopular opinions. My main one is that I don't like Karen. +1. Good fucking take. You dropped this dub, King. You dropped this dub. Fucking Twitter wankers. I feel like she was supposed to replace Bianca. Just no. Loud and obnoxious, not funny. Agreed. I also don't like Anna. Too sweet to be wholesome. Not really sure what that means. You can both be sweet and wholesome. But I suppose it's the idea that she's too clean, you know. She's too cookie cutter clean. You know, there ain't no street smarts there.
Is that the one who does cocaine?
No, that's Gina.
Oh, alright.
What are your unpopular opinions? George Knight would never be in a relationship with Linda's mum. For crying out loud, he can do better than her. Probably true, let's be honest. George Knight's an absolute catch. But he's clearly got his demons, you know? He's clearly got his issues.
Can we ask Colin Salmon to come onto this show?
No.
Oh.
I don't want to hear from him after I got about 17 notifications from him. Because Piggy's like, oh, I'll follow Colin Salmon. Let's turn the notifications off. Notifications on for everything. And it was a fucking football day. And he's like, yeah, Luton Town's fuck you winning, boys. I'm like, fuck off. No one don't care. Why am I getting all your notifications? That is so true. Men like George Knight would not date someone like Elaine. What? I don't know. Elaine's... I'd date Elaine. She's a catch. Mate, she'll make you feel loved. And she'll keep you laughing. What else could you want? She's an attractive older woman. Who holds her own. She's not frail. Fucking cool. They do the much older woman, younger man example too much in EE. Sharon and Keanu are an extreme of this, but there are so many like Jane Honey, Kush and Denise. Next they'll have Jean Slater dating Bobby Beale. Oh. Fuck me. Hell of an example there, big man. What's wrong with her? Why is it downvoted? I genuinely wanted to know. In textbook Reddit. Why do you not like this? Downvote, downvote. L. Buzzer. She's an old boiler. That's a bit rude, that is. Elaine's gorgeous.
Or Elaine, no comment.
I agree they don't work as a couple for me, said subredditor. I agree they don't look right together, nothing between them. Him and Cindy forever. Alright, that's Cindy's fucking alt account.
That is Rose Knight there, showing her full colours.
I don't understand Lauren's return. It's a bit pointless since Whitney is leaving soon. I also wish they brought back the original actress as she was on screen with Thomas Law years ago. Jacqueline suits Ben Hardy's Peter. That's interesting. Obviously, Lauren is a recast. It was played by Madeline Duggan, I believe. And you know, they looked really fucking similar. Like, as a kid, I'm like, where? They're different. Where? What do you mean? The same person? I don't really have much. I didn't see much of original Lauren actress, so I'm fine. I kind of I was on the board of saying Lauren's very overrated till that last episode in France or Spain or France. Then it kind of gave me a bit more reason to like the character. I don't say they need to recast her to the original one, though. Like, the current Lauren actress has spent the most time in the role. So, what's the point? She's been through so much as the character. There we are. I mean, it's not that pointless considering she's got a kid with Peter, and it's another way to bring the Beale family up. Exactly. Plus, with the increased focus on the Fox Braddings, Lauren now has a chance to bond with Amy, who is older, reconnect with Jack, and get new mates with the Night Girls. Whitney is one of the least interesting and least important connections for Lauren. True. The Lauren and Whitney dynamic was always a bit shit anyways, let's be honest. I can't see it being interesting. Lauren was at her best during the Kirkwood era when the show was pretty much Hollyoaks. She kind of got stale once they brought back her with Stephen, and from then on she was just annoying with Abby. Once she's back, she'll be heavily involved with Peter and not much else. I'm willing to give it time. You know, we haven't seen her come back under the new writers. We don't know how she's going to be utilised. Yes, she will likely be tangled with Peter. But also, the show's been doing a really good job at actually making everybody feel a bit more connected. So I'm not too worried about how the direction of the character will go. What do you reckon? From the little you saw of Lauren.
Hey, I'll have you know, I watched Christmas 2017. I'll have you know. I don't mind Lauren. Killed off the wrong Branning.
Yeah.
But that's a controversial opinion that we both share. Bring back Abby Branning. I know she's dead, but you know, you brought back
it's very hard.
It's
very hard to bring back Abby, as she did very much die on screen in front of everyone.
Yeah, but she factored that.
Yeah, easy, mate, easy. Anything else, or?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. And eventually she's going to find out she has a new sister called Annie. Wonder if she would tell Max. Come on, bring him back. Like the arse tattoo, I need it in my life. If you need to see that, just wait, there we are. Split second Max Branning arse tattoo. My unpopular opinion off the back of that is there's nothing likable about Lauren, and she's just going to be a stroppy adult who thinks she knows it all. Well, that's just EastEnders writing, let's be honest. It's kind of what Lola was for a long time. That's what Whitney's been for a decent amount of time. They're not very good at writing young adult characters, let's be fucking real. Like Ian Beale. I've never liked Lauren either. She was always an attention-seeking pain in the ass. I liked Abby until they turned her into a psychopath. Yes, I definitely think she's the worst of the two, but alas, Abby's actress smoked weed, so Abby had to die. I really hope that's not the story. I really hope that's not why the Abby character was axed, because that's absolute shit. Mate, everybody smokes weed. I've smoked weed before. There's nothing surprising about it. There's nothing dangerous about smoking weed. Unless you have to smoke about 7 bowls to get through the day. Just, yeah, alright, I'm ready. You know, maybe if you're abusing it, that's a bit dodgy. But, you know, a casual toke on a spliff, a blunt a day, it's not too bad. Plus, Abby was my favourite Branning's person, except for Max Branning, of course.
Who you got tattooed on your ass?
Just you wait. It was actually me. I got it done 6 years ago. 9 years ago. Why on earth would they bring back Madeline? Yeah, no one cares about fucking Madeline and fucking Jack Josser. No one cares. Leave it out. I'm finding it hard to picture her without Abby, especially since she sounded so miserable to be around Walford, and now she'll have to face the pub that she and her sister fell off and result in her death. I don't know why she'd want to move back. Peter. And maybe Jack. Maybe Jack's in a bad place at Christmas. Who knows? I wish the show would write storylines for women that involve some aspirational storylines. Good take so far. Like going to uni, a career, just something that doesn't involve teenage pregnancy, rape, or affairs. We had more progressive storylines in the 80s. It's depressing. Alright, I like this opinion. I don't hate. Let's make some of these women have a career. Some people are just career focused. Have them get a good job. Have them become a lawyer. Have them become someone successful, you know? But like, occupations aren't really a thing in EastEnders anymore. Like, you know, yeah, sure, people have a job, but it's never really a main focus of anybody's, like, career or anything. It's never really anybody's main focus. So, you know what? Fair enough. It's just the only way people have jobs in EastEnders is to talk to people rather than actually, like, building something off of it. Get some jobs going. We did have Dana and Frankie both go off to university, yet we never hear anything about their lives. Harvey and Jean never bump into Bobby and give an update. With Frankie as a close friend to Belle and Canham, we don't get updates either. I do like the fact that Kathy and Sharon are both entrepreneurial, and Suki effectively grew the Panasar business portfolio without Nish when he was in prison, while still raising 4 children. It would be nice to see people like Bernie, who has come from a poor background, be given career progression opportunities from Kathy. Yeah, just give these characters something to do. Not everybody wants to work a shit job in the town they fucking grew up in. Some people want to move. Some people want to do better. It's how it works. Do you want to leave your town?
Really? You're going to ask that question. You're going to ask that fucking question when we have an emotion. Do you want to leave your town? Even though you're moving over here sometime next year, do you really want to move? Like, the question should be, do you want to move? Not me.
I mean, I'm willing to move. No, probably not too far. Like, very local. I'm a very family-oriented person, but, you know. Would I leave if there was a big opportunity for me somewhere else? Probably.
I hear the Saudis want to give us a million to do watching Walford.
Million per episode.
We have strict guidelines, and we can't say anything about women.
We Come Dancing, but we can't watch Leighton. That's not.
And we have to give out his national details so he can be assassinated. But
allegedly.
Allegedly. Saudis love gays. Allegedly.
Frankie went to shoot her students. She didn't go to university, but yes, it's overwhelmingly woman being total victims or not aspiring to much with very few expectations. Exactly. Everybody mocked Denise when she was getting the GCSEs, but now she owns a fucking salon. Like, look at it. It's progression. Wasn't it fun to see Ian Beale slowly build up his businesses and then fucking lose it and then build it up again? Like, it should be integral to some of these people's characters. Why is Phil happy with his empire just being shit? He's supposed to be a fucking... Well, maybe not a criminal mastermind anymore. He's gone straight as Phil Mitchell ever can be. But, you know. Somebody goes, same with men. It would be nice to show... Oh, here we go. It would be nice for the show to relax this men are evil stuff for 5 minutes and just write some positive male storylines. Hell, even the good men that are there are mostly used to make a point. I'm not really gonna...
Freddie Slater at the time of recording this has hit Theo with an iron, and he was called a rapist or a groomer by everyone, even though he isn't. So, like, your opinion is valid, but it's also invalid. So hashtag L, hashtag cope, hashtag ratio, and hashtag go fuck yourself.
I mean, I don't hate it. I you know, in some perspective you can see there's a lot of, like, men being the big bad, but it's only looking at these specific men. You know, in the context, they could come across as bad men. Theo is a bad man. But obviously, you show the duality of, you know, is Bobby gonna be a sum of his parts? Is he gonna be like his dad? And, you know, that conflict, that moral, like, conflict, was a pretty big deal. So, yeah. Someone goes to this and says, totally agree with this too. This all men are bad thing just made me roll my eyes this week. I don't understand who they think this is appealing to. It's more an example of the woman, because as a woman I find it so insulting, but it's the same for men. Men are either evil or seen as mugs right now. I grew up with the original group of teens, Sharon, Michelle, Kelvin, and Ian. Even at 16, Ian was looking at a career in catering. Kelvin wanted to start a business, which she did with Lofty and Ian. And Michelle wanted to finish school, even though she had a teen pregnancy storyline. A very well done one at that. They felt like real people with all the dreams and aspirations a normal kid would have. It's just very jarring to me that we're going backwards with these characters. Fair enough. I respect that. Like I said, they are just... characters are just toys to put into these stories. They're not building lives anymore. They're just existing till the next thing happens to them. People don't watch soap operas or dramas for good things to happen. They watch them for the bad things. The cheating, the murder, the fake deaths, the crime, blackmail, and accidents. If things are all happy and all the characters got exactly what they wanted, the show would not be interesting. That is an unpopular opinion. I disagree with this. I love to take the good and the bad with soap, me, personally. I'm happy when they're happy, I'm sad when they're sad.
Right, this is kind of like a banana, where half it's black, half it is yellow, and black obviously being bruised, not against
Brown.
black bananas. Or brown. Mostly looks black to me, so nothing against black bananas, but... it is basically that half it's yellow, half it's black. Do you eat all of it or do you eat half of it is the real question. So that's kind of like soaps. Do you want the good? Do you want the evil?
Yeah, like, you have to take some of the smooth with the rough, you know. It's not all plain sailing.
Because if you have, again, I know he's technically now a rapist, but again, before this, you just had Theo come into the square and be like, I'm gonna teach all your kids. Whoopee! Yahoo! What's the point in that? You need an evil character to be evil, and you need a good character to be good. Because if you again have like Freddy Slater being called a groomer, does a groomer mean you groom children, or can it mean anything?
Groomer is just someone who like slowly turns someone into what they want it to be. Groomer's usually used in like paedophile type.
Well, I'm sorry for calling him technically enhanced, but it's only the only word I know. So he's technically, like people technically at the time of recording this, consider him a groomer.
Not groomer.
A sexual assaulter. Would that be?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people weren't believing him when, but yeah, basically, accidentally molested a woman. Didn't really touch her at all, but it got all blown out of proportion. People didn't believe him, which was a lot of the conflict, because he's like, I'm not like my dad, please. Yeah.
So you need to go with the bad, like, again. It's like he...
No, it's a thing with soaps. Soaps aren't as... It's why Ben Mitchell's fucking miserable as a character, because Ben Mitchell's never happy. So if he's always sad, you're just like, oh, just fuck off. I've had enough of you. Why aren't you ever happy? And, you know, it's why Whitney's never become an icon, because they never let Whitney be happy, because she always has to be sad. So there's this big, overarching story. It's like, no, but you need the fun bits to make the rest of it worth being, like, worth getting upset about. Right, if Ben yells at everybody all day, like, he gets yelled at in the morning, gets yelled at night, and he gets yelled at in midday. Maybe Ben's the asshole. Maybe you just don't give a fuck anymore. Like, if you have anybody in your life who constantly tells you about shit that they keep getting in, like, they keep getting in arguments with people, at some point you just say, mate, I don't care anymore. You do this every day. You need the good with the bad. Otherwise, it just gets tiresome.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel like you need a good villain and you need a good hero, and sometimes you need an anti-hero. I know that's gonna sound very wrestling or boxing or movie like from me, but again, if you have 5 people being good and 5 people being evil, you need the guy in the middle who is kind of tweening between both, where he is good but he's also evil. So Ravi, basically. You need someone like Ravi, then you need someone like Theo and Nish, and then you need someone like Stacy and Freddy to make a good sub. If you just have Stacy, Freddy, Jean, Harvey, Eve, like just all the Slaters and no evil, then it's literally just, guys, what you do today? Oh, I did Stacy's baps, you know, that was good. Got coffee, you know, walk the dog, you know, that's
it's all. Just nobody wants to be miserable all the time. It's why Coronation Street during the pandemic was fucking rough, because you had a coercive control, like domestic abuse storyline going on, and you had a storyline where this like 3-year-old child was dying, and you had this character called Leanne who was just fucking yelling at everyone for what felt like 6 months straight, and you're like, oh, make it end, please. I can't take it anymore, please. Stop yelling at everyone. Stop it. Like, you need the happy stuff. Like,
exactly.
it's why people are so invested in these really cool characters, because, you know, you see them through the good stuff and the bad stuff. Why we're so happy to see fucking Stacy, like, get saved from being raped, why we're so angry that she's being taken advantage of, it's because we've seen how that affected her the first time. She killed Archie because he raped her. Like, it took her to a fucking terrible place. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see Stacy in any harm. She's great. Like, you don't want to see these characters come into any harm. So when it happens, you're like, no. And it wouldn't happen if you didn't have the good with the bad. There we are.
Did you know Americans don't have a watershed? Like, basically,
you can't put whatever the fuck on whenever you want.
No. The FCC won't let me be. They try to shoot me down on MTV. Had to bring that up. Apparently, the FCC are very controlling over what to show. So, like, Eastenders would not fly in America then. It's like, again, I understand people, but there isn't a need for a pre and post. There is a need for a pre and post watershed. I don't care if the FCC want to run their mouth. I know it doesn't affect us over here, but there should just be strict guidelines, like, yeah, do this and do that. That's why I'm scared that, like, fucking Americans won't ever get this kind of stuff on their sub, because they'll be like, guys, can we show someone getting raped, but not actually show it, just hear it. No, that's too far. Children might be watching. Alright, but can we have a man come on and speak his political views about building a wall? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go on.
That's just a tangent you don't need to get into.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, essentially, the rest of this is mostly just people saying, look, I'm not saying that it's a good, like, I'm not saying that we shouldn't get, like, the fucking doom and gloom, that kind of stuff. But they're saying that woman characters are just simply being stripped back and just, like, not actually being able to do much. Like, look at how little Lola did when she came back. She was Jay's girlfriend. She was Lexi's mum. But there wasn't really much, like, strength in being those characters. She was still working at the same salon, doing the same job, speaking to the same people. There was no progression there. You know? It's why the people like Cindy, who wants more and wants to start a business, she wants to set herself up. But a lot of these characters, like, what the fuck's Bobby doing? Bobby's just like, well, I guess I'm not getting any actual job, so I may as well just work in the fucking chippy. Like, you know, let's get some more progression, please.
Is that all? Or is there
that's
more?
All from that.
No, is there more Reddit comments?
Oh, of course there's more, mate. There's always more. I think Suki is way overpraised by the audience, and inconsistent writing isn't the same as nuance. I love Balvinda Sopal as an actress, and Suki is a well-written and well-acted character. But people do seem to forget / selectively choose to ignore the unforgivable things she's done. She's emotionally abused her kids, she faked cancer, she hypocritically disowned her daughter for being LGBT when she is also LGBT. She framed and imprisoned one son, which led to his death. She has been consistently rude and cold towards her neighbours, and she had let another son go to prison for a crime she believed she had done. I don't think this should be ignored just because people dislike Nish, who is vile, don't get me wrong, and they like Suki and Eve.
Just want to bring up, alright, now people will go, but that never happens in real life. There is instances in real life, it does happen, but the majority of it happening is like a shooting star happening.
Yeah.
Parents could condone the child for being lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, I don't know the rest. They could disown them, and then 5 years from then, after disowning their daughter or son or they them, they can realise, wait, maybe actually I don't love Jeff.
Yeah.
Maybe I love Jafita. Maybe I love her, Jafita. And maybe she goes off and goes on a spiritual adventure and finds herself.
Yeah.
That does happen in real life. Like
people can change their mind.
Yes, people can change their mind. I do agree it is a bit wrong, but in the context you probably didn't know on it. In the context you probably knew at the time she was lesbian or she wasn't. And at the time she just didn't want her daughter to be lesbian.
One can imagine there was a lot of so there's been a lot of closeting with Suki. There's a lot of denial. There's a lot of this isn't a thing. Yeah, no, I do agree though. It's one of those things where just because you like the character doesn't mean you should just completely forget all the bad shit they've done. Like, and you know, it usually comes out. I used to be a Ballum stan. Alright, I was a Ballum stan back in the day. I loved the build, I loved the wedding. That was even a subreddit post I said where I loved Ben Mitchell in his little red suit, and I'm like, oh, it's so hot. Oh my god. Which is ironic considering my current stance, and it's quite funny. But you know, I can laugh at myself. Ben Mitchell's not my type, let's be honest. But you know, and someone goes, look at all the bad shit he's done. He's tried to get a man killed. He did some human trafficking. He's been doing literally anything his dad wants. Like, he's not a good character. He's not a good person. And I'd be like, well, I disagree. Why? You shouldn't be saying that you dislike him. It's like, oh, come on, man. Like, stop defending the heinous shit that these characters do just because you like the relationship they're in. It's unreasonable. Alright? Just write them in proper, genuine relationships and have them actually do proper shit. And not just have it be this torrid affair, this filthy secret that nobody's allowed to know. Just let them be people, please.
Again, again, it is kind of a thing where people just want insults, where people just want to ignore all the bad and love all the good. Again, a famous example would be me with Theo. Even though I'm just doing it sarcastically, like, come on, if you don't understand at this point it's a joke, you should completely understand it's a joke. But people go, yeah, Theo's a lovely guy. He did try to rape Stacey. Well, that's just good old Theo. You know him, he's a slugger, him. Oh, look at him, cheeky fucker. We all want to rape a woman or a man. Like, we all want to do it. He's such a good two shoes. Oh, we want to whoop his belly. Like, of course, people will do that with any character. Like Ben Mitchell, where they treat him like a puppy and go, we see a relationship with calories, just look at you, look at him, want to whoop his belly, oh, I want to touch his little face. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. David even Sucky, where it's like a dog again. It's like, oh, look at they're so cute, they're so cute.
I turned around, I was reading more of the Reddit, and I turn around and I see you doing this, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening here? What's going on? But yes, people do protect it like it's their little fucking puppy. It's not yours, it's everyone's, it's shared. Stop fucking defending it like you're their fucking parent. Let it stand up on its own 2 feet. Yeah, and a lot of people do genuinely say, it feels like people just went, because Nish is bad, that's the reason for all of it being bad. But that doesn't excuse all the dodgy shit that she did do to fuck with her, kill her children, and all control them all. Like, oh, she was just being protective. She didn't want them to feel the realities of the world. And it's like, yeah, but she could have just been a good mum, right? Are you still there? Your camera's frozen. Yeah, so essentially the Nish and the Suki dynamic is kind of how people have pawned off Suki's bad behavior and have just acted like just because she was in an abusive relationship, you know, she decided to treat them bad because Nish is bad. And it's like, this doesn't allow you to get away with all the dodgy shit you've done. But yeah, it's just an interesting way to do. Someone just says she's a part-time lesbian, which is quite funny. Love that one.
Part-time lesbian, full-time bitch.
And let's just do one more to wrap this up. Someone just says, this is not an unpopular opinion. I can't wait for Karen to be axed, and I hope Mitch follows afterwards. My unpopular opinion... I love Mitch. My unpopular opinion is casual female on male violence is glorified in the show a bit too much. Everyone seemed happy Ian got punched by Gina, but I was sat there like he didn't deserve to be assaulted because he defended his son. This is a bit of it. This is an unpopular opinion in the community because everybody really There's a very there's a very large section. Oh, I don't know how large it is. But there's a definite section of people who really get angry when a guy gets hit, but then a woman doesn't get hit. Like very specifically, the woman on man violence. Because, you know, like, a lot of people do just get battered. You know, they do just get hit by women. And it's like, oh, you deserve that. And then there isn't much in the difference. But if it is, that's to convey an abuse storyline. It's never really... Like, I get it. I understand why people get upset. But it's usually set up to be a big thing. So, yeah. I'm not really in the crew of people being like, they're making the men look bad. No. I'm not really one of them, personally. I find it very laughable. I find it very dumb. But a lot of this isn't necessarily how, you know. But then people essentially say, I'm not mad on Gina or Anna, to be honest. Gina's just rude and angry all the time, but I suppose I at least see what you get. Anna is just too sweet to be wholesome. She's very dismissive of Bobby's feelings after sleeping with Freddie. They weren't together, so she didn't owe him anything, but she could have been a bit more soft with his feelings. My poor little Bobby. I love Bobby, but even I'm not like, oh, poor Bobby, he got fucked over. Shit happens, man. You know? Get over it. There wasn't a relationship there. I don't know why people keep harboring this as a really big, like, point. Yes, he technically betrayed them, but if I'm not connected with anyone, and they're saying, then I sleep with someone, they're allowed to get upset, but I'm not gonna fucking apologize. There was no commitment there. We didn't talk about it. Little loser. Fucking hell. Jesus. Someone came in with an absolute fucking fire. Someone said, it's more that everyone was saying she was right to do what she did. Phil laughing admittedly was in character, but Cindy saying he deserved it. He really did. He did. He fucking did. Ian deserved that punch, let's be honest. Let's upstage you in front of everybody in the Queen Vic. In front of everyone, in front of all your friends and family. In front of everyone. And then they says, just think there's a double standard amongst fans and writers regarding it. Male on female violence is of course not okay, but neither is vice versa. One is considered abuse, another is often played for laughs. I don't have a strong enough opinion to really counteract this. Someone says, and then person says Cindy was sucking up to her daughters, and they say take out the context of what Cindy is or isn't doing. Someone says context is everything. And then says, not when making an overall point. Context is not key when speaking about an overall generalization of the subject matter. This is the hill you want to die on? Defending male abuse? Yeah, this conversation is over. Do better next time. Fucking hell.
What is the Redditor's name, if you don't mind?
No.
Tell me the Redditor's name.
No.
Please.
No.
Because to that Redditor, please just step outside, go for a walk, breathe in the fresh air, you know, just have a shower, have a think, sit on the john, just think, why am I so obsessed about this silly little punch?
Yes.
It was only a punch to the face. It's not like she grabbed his bollocks, grabbed the mallet of a hammer, and started smashing his nuts until they look like fucking chestnuts. Or not chestnuts, fucking rolled over nuts. Like, Jesus Christ. It was only a punch. It was only a punch. It was only a punch. Now they're falling asleep.
One more final thing. Someone just simply says, a lot of people in this sub are too overly critical of certain aspects of the show. So okay to not like certain parts and to speak about this and that, but it feels like everyone is constantly saying this episode is bad or this week is bad. If you can't handle a lot of filler episodes or a lot of variation in quality, why are you watching the show? Again, I get speaking about how you don't like an episode, but some people are too extreme and critical with how they do that. I very just point. Ultimately, not every episode's gonna be fucking mega. You have to have the filler episodes to build to the big, massive episodes. It's why only some episodes are nominated for Episode of the Year. Because, you know, these episodes are with all the build, all the fucking build-up, everything has been, like, peaking up till this episode. Now it all comes out. Some episodes are going to be filler. There's 250... What? There's 4 episodes a week. There's 52 episodes a year. There's what? That's fucking... like... about 210 episodes a year. Like, minimum. Like... not every episode's going to be fucking gangbusters. Like... you've got to have the shit bits to have the fun bits. You have to build everything. You can't just fucking spaff your load every episode. That's how the show gets really ridiculous and stupid. That's how you get ADHD Hollyoaks, and nobody really wants that. Pretty much, there we are. Do you think stuff needs to be built too, Piggy? Because I fucking do.
I do indeed. Because again, it's like anything in the world. It's like if you're watching a movie, it's like if you're watching wrestling, it's like if you're watching boxing, it's like if you're watching UFC. Well, I don't know about UFC or boxing. The more the build up, I guess, for UFC and boxing. It's like you need the filler, because again, if you just have a horror film, let's take a horror film, not Five Nights at Freddy's, Jason, Friday the 13th, there we go. Couldn't think of it for a second. I was thinking of Five Nights at Freddy's. If you just have Jason going around killing people every 20 seconds, is that worth a film? Like, genuinely, if you sat in the cinema, you paid your ticket, you got your ticket, it was about £10.
Fucking really ridiculous. It's like,
yeah,
I would, like, you know, I would rather, like, I would rather, like, build suspense, go, when the fuck is he gonna kill next? Rather than going, he's dead, she's dead, they're dead, they're dead. And it's like, yeah, but you could have built these moments into a bigger story rather than just like going, hey, you know. Build it. And yeah, I do think a lot of the soap discourse has been overly critical, especially considering it's this year. This year's been fucking mega. This has been the best soap year we've seen in a long time for EastEnders. We're building to all these fantastic episodes, but the stories come to a head. They're not worried about, like, fucking waiting till fucking October to have shit, like, blow up. They're doing it right now, and they're doing it. There's at least one fantastic episode one fantastic week a month of, like, all the episodes, because they realize that you need to pay off these things before it gets too drawn out. Like, They've done a really good job
Chucky.
this year. True, that one's still cooking. But yeah, what do you reckon? Has the soap discourse been a bit too critical this year?
I mean, we've done so many Reddit videos on this, like, Jesus.
True.
It's just again, it's just, what are you doing, lads? What are you doing? Like, again, like I just said, it's like if you watch a film and the entire film is just the guy going around.
Yeah.
No plot, no nothing. He immediately gets the Infinity Stones. Then what happens? Oh, nothing. He just sits on his throne for 4 hours. He's got the Infinity Stones within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
What do you do now? He sits on his throne for 4 hours while the Avengers come and do nothing, and they all read comic books. Like, that's not a movie. That's just fucking lazy writing.
Exactly.
It's like if they brought the other two Spider-Man in for No Way Home, right? And they went, okay, so what do you want Toby and Andrew to do? Be there. Do nothing. Do we mention their past and currently what they're doing in their future?
Nah.
No. What do you want Toby to say? Oh, say the funny line. My back. And what do you want Andrew to do? Or whatever, however he laughed. You don't want them to help build Tom Holland Spider-Man up? No. Alright, fine. And then the movie flops. Probably wouldn't have flopped. Probably just wouldn't be received well. It's the same with EastEnders. We have Theo and Stacey. What do you want Theo to do? Nothing. Just have him do nothing. For the next 6 weeks, he does nothing. Just sits on his hole while Stacey gets scared. That's not even a storyline. That's just fucking lazy writing again. What do you want? Do you want, like, every day Theo's like, hee, hello Stacey, hello, so fun to see you.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at me, do. When the rose hits your eyes, it's a miracle. Like, no, you can't have that every single day. You have to have the moments where Theo comes up the stage and goes, "You've a lovely ass," you know that.
Yeah, it's not as funny. I did just read a bit forward on the fucking subreddit, and it did divulge into a lot of Ben Mitchell complaining. But not more so saying, like, characters like Gina and Ben get a lot of leeway because their trauma's explained. And it's explained as to why Ben's an unlikable piece of shit. And people saying he gets a lot of leeway, and he really does. He gets so much leeway to be a detestable piece of shit because he's had troubles. He treats people bad because he has problems, and that's just not on. And that's why I want Ben Mitchell to spend a good time away from the show. That's another unpopular opinion for you, but let's wrap it up before the discourse gets a bit frosty, a bit hazy, because fuck me, people are going absolutely ham. If you want to go see that subreddit, it's on the r/EastEnders subreddit. It has 130 comments. We just gave a brief little snippet of it just for you to make sure you can talk about your unpopular opinions about EastEnders. If you have any amazing ones, maybe we'll collect it and put it in a video that doesn't involve the subreddit. Anyways, I have been Ash from Watching Walford, and I've been joined by Iggy.
Again, follow us on Twitter/X, Twitch, and Instagram at Watching Walford. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Watching Walford. And just know, if you sit here and complain all the time, you don't have any positive things to say, get a life.
Yeah, just do something else that you're going to enjoy, simply. If all you do is complain, you're just trying to make everybody else miserable, rather than trying to... Like, if you spend all the time and complain, you get carried away. You get carried away fucking, oh yeah, this is why this is fucking ass. And it's like, yeah, but you enjoyed the episode. Oh yeah, I did actually. That was actually quite good. It's like you get trapped in a thought. Not everything needs to be a reason why you're right and they're wrong. Nobody cares that much.
Facts. Slay Kane.
Come on, Aqua W. Come on, Ash W. You drop this crown, King. There we are. Thank you for watching the video about unpopular opinions about EastEnders. I have been Ash. I've done this before. Thank you for watching. Join us in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, subscribe to the YouTube channel and comment as well. There we are. See ya!